In this video, I buy some Bretonnians from eBay. Hello, this is Craig from Bitzbox.co.uk. So this is part 1 of my Bretonnian eBay army. So essentially an army of Bretonnians that I've purchased off eBay. I'm going to strip them down, repaint them, sort of rescue them. I'm trying to buy like some really badly painted miniatures for as little as possible, to show you guys how you can like buy a cheap eBay army and how you can rescue them and restore them, but at the same time just trying to keep myself motivated by doing this video series as well. Now I know that Bretonnians aren't, well, they're not competitive at all. I was going to say they're not very competitive, but they are not competitive at all. Very overpriced points wise, I think. But I think the army will look very nice. I've written a 2,000 point list, so forgive me for just filming my iPad here, but we have, for our leaders, we have the king on hippogriff, a damsel who will actually be on horseback. Our battle lines, we have 2 squads of knights of the realm and a squad of knights errant. We have a field trebuchet, 16 peasant bowmen, 3 Pegasus knights, and 5 Queston knights. So not a bad little list. It uses a variety of things. As you can see though, like, the knights come in multiples of 8, which I just really don't like so much. They get bonuses once they get over 10, I think. It might be knights errant or the knights of the realms, but yeah, one of them gets bonuses for being over 10, but to do that you then need 16, and you're talking about 400 odd points. That's just crazy, especially if you're trying to fill in 3 battle lines. So yeah, but enough about Bretonnians. You can look on the app and see for yourself what they're like and how much their points are. If you've got a Zir, all the points are there, or they're in the General's Handbook, the original one, I think. So about eBay, trying to buy eBay stuff for as cheap as possible. So what I've done here, for the ones you're going to see in this unboxing, I went on a site called fatfingers.com, and what this essentially is, it's an eBay spelling mistake and typo website. So if you've never heard of this before, then hopefully this will be a really cool tip for you guys. You basically type in what you want to find, so say Space Marines or Bretonnians, and this will like do a search, but it'll also find out misspelt versions of these. And this is good because obviously if I was to search for Bretonnians on eBay, I won't get the misspelt listings, and neither will anyone else searching for Bretonnians. So yeah, you can find some hidden gems doing this. So yeah, fatfingers.com, I highly recommend it. And that is how I found these knights, and I bought 24 knights for £50 all in with shipping. And if you look at sold listings or other listings of Bretonnian knights, you'll know that's pretty good value. I mean, that's the majority of my knights. I've got another 6 coming to make it up to 30. I think this list uses, trying off the top of my head, I think it's 29. So yeah, I may look around for some other cheap auctions as well, see if I can find some other ones just to sort of have as backup. But yeah, I'm pretty much at this stage. All my auctions for what I want for this army, I think I've already won and purchased. So there's been a lot of sort of sniping going on to win stuff cheap, and yeah, I think I've got a good value army here. I think it's just over £200 for 2,000 points, which despite them being overcosted, I think is quite good. So anyway, I've rambled on for so long, let's just get straight into this. Okay, so here's a box that I've ripped open, and it is just full of Bretonnian Knights. So about 26 in total, each individually wrapped. So I'm gonna get open, and yeah, I am. So here they are, the first 24 horses of the army. So you'll notice some of them aren't the old Bretonnian horses, some of them are actually these, I think they're Empire Knight horses. But that's actually good, because I'm going to have some Knights of the Realm and some Queston Knights, and the other ones I can't remember the names of. The Knights Errant. So what I'm thinking, we'll use the actual regular guys as my Knights of the Realm. Now I've got 10 that fit that description here, and I need 16 on my list, and it just so happens I've won another auction of 6 of these, and they are unpainted as well. So really happy with that. That leaves us, well, let's sort them out. So, I love these old Bretonnian horses. Now, they're some of the first miniatures I ever had as well, when I was quite young. In the old start set was Bretonnian and Lizardmen. Obviously don't have them anymore, otherwise I wouldn't be buying these. It's a shame I didn't keep them, but there you go. We've all sold off stuff in this hobby and regretted it at some point, I'm sure. And if you haven't, then there's still time. So yeah, there's 10 of them, and of course we'll have another 6. So that makes up our 16, that's really cool. So I also want to have 5 Questing Knights and 5 Knight Errants. So I think having a Knight Errants on this horse, on these type of horses, will now just make them look different from these ones, because I think the models were the same. I think for either or you just use these models. There might be some differences. I'm not entirely sure. So we need 8 of them. So we've got 5 there, 6, 7, 8. And then we need 5 Questing Knights, and as you'll see, we've only got 3 of them types, and then we've got these 3 interesting ones here. I don't really know what these are, unless they're really old ones. These might be really old Bretonnians, or they might be some third-party stuff. I'm not really sure. However, as luck would have it, this is purely coincidental, but I have 2 Empire Knight horses. And these are just left over from when we used to sell them back in the day. So I'm going to use them for my Questing Knights. And I'm probably actually going to use some of these guys, these riders here. And then for the Knight Errant, maybe I'll take a couple of these riders off. They don't look too bad. They are slightly smaller. So, but I'll try using them. And one of them's got a Brigand Spear, so I won't worry too much about him. And that will actually do all the horses in my list. It just leaves us with the King, which I have already ordered on eBay, a Damsel, who I've also ordered, and the Trebuchet, which I've ordered as well, some Bowmen, which I literally just won the auction for not that long ago, 3 Pegasus Knights, which I've also ordered as well. So that is everything ordered from eBay on the list, and my current spend is somewhere around the £200 mark, but it's a 2,000 point list, and I'm going to put an endless spell in there as well, just to round the list up. So I think that's pretty good value. So yeah, the first thing to really do with these, and I'll probably work on a squad at a time, trying to overwhelm myself, and this will be a series, so you'll get to follow the progress along with me. First thing I want to do is get these off their bases, and then, should probably turn my phone on silent, put them on their bases, get them off their bases, get some new oval ones for them, get the paint stripped, and then start painting them up in many glorious colours. And with the Questing Knights, yeah, the Questing Knights, I'm going to convert them up, hopefully using some bits from the Great Swords, given the Great Swords from the Great Sword set. And yeah, hopefully they'll look pretty cool. Okay, so I have one of the horses here from the Knights of the Realm, and they're the squad that we'll focus on for this video. And I apologise for the dogs barking in the background. So these are quite well on their bases, but you can sort of jiggle them slightly to loosen up any of the glue. Obviously I'll be careful not to break anything. I'm going to get my clippers out, and you see it's just sort of come just off the base just a little bit there, so it's just enough for me to get my clippers out. I don't care about the slot section, we can completely just cut off that. And hopefully, a little bit of jigging around. Now you got to be careful not to break a miniature. I have been thinking about doing a video of how to redo bases and rebase miniatures and stuff, because there's many different ways you can do this. Another way is just like cut the base up as much as possible and then sort of trim around the pieces you're left with. It might be my option here, because obviously we don't need these bases, we don't need to keep them intact, we can really just hack away at them as much as possible. And there we go, like that. We can get it off its base and we can trim away all these little bits here. We don't need them. Sorry if I'm going a bit off camera. Trim away like so. And that, with a little bit of firing, gives us our horse, who we can then rebase onto one of these lovely oval bases, like so. And I think just rebasing these will make them look a lot better. But of course we're going to repaint them as well, because paint jobs aren't too great on here. But if you're planning on repainting your miniatures that you purchase off eBay, then try and always go for the worst painted ones you can, because they will go for less money. And that's what I've tried to do with this army. Especially with the peasant archers. When we do a video on them, you'll see that they look really bad. But that's good, because I got them dirt cheap. So yeah, so I'm going to get the rest of these off their bases, and then we'll start stripping them. Okay, so our 10 Knights of the Realm horses have been removed from their base, and them along with their riders. All the riders were loose, so that was handy. Didn't have to snap any off or anything. Of course, no one messages me until I press the record button. Always the way. So yeah, they're ready to be stripped of their paint. Now, I have done a video on strip and paint, which I will put a link to in the description below. I am going to be using a Faithful BioStrip 20. I really like this product. It strips paint in a matter of minutes, and it doesn't melt the plastic. So I've got a little Chinese tub here, a little takeaway tub, and yeah, I'll get that 6 in. So I'm going to do these in stages, and with the BioStrip it's literally just a case, just spraying it on. And yeah, it looks, let's not talk about what it looks like. This is a family show. So yeah, I'm going to give them a few minutes, give them a good old scrub. As I said, there's a video on how to strip paint of miniatures, so if you want to know how to do that yourself, then please look at the link down below. And I'll be back once we've removed some paint. Okay, so this is day 2 of this little project. So last night I stripped these all down in a bath of biowash. This is what the container's looking like now. Lots of random paint colours in there. I should put a lid on it really, because it's starting to dry up. That stuff is really reusable, which is really cool. And then I glued them onto their bases last night also. And then today I've been priming them. So all the horses are primed in Army Painter's Uniform Grey. I was going to do base grey, but I can't seem to find my can of base grey, so uniform grey it is. Looks really nice. They almost look good as new. There's some little minor things on them. I couldn't get the paint out of every single piece of them, but just enough. Just enough really. You can't really notice it so much on these. This one's got a little bit of texture on it. I don't know if that's just for conditions, it's very hot today. But all the rest seem fine in that regard. And sort of underneath, you can't really see, but like sort of quite underneath where it's really hard to get to. Ideally I'd probably paint these off for bases, but you're not really going to see under there. Hopefully I can just get the base colours underneath, it'll be fine. So that's for horses, looking really good. As for the riders, you'll notice that this one's got a different type of head. And you can see little bits of paint still on them. I've undercoated these in Army Painter's gunmetal. I'll go for a slightly sort of darker metal on these than what you'd normally see. The thing about metallic sprays is unless you shake them vigorously for a long time, they are a little bit transparent, so that's why there's little areas on these, but that's fine. I'm going to go over them all with a metallic anyway. I just noticed that this is really annoying. I've used the banner from the Demogryph Knights to be my standard, but it just doesn't go on the pole very well. But yeah, he's my standard. And the guy with a sword will be the champion. I haven't actually got a shield on him. But I've got some spare shields lying around. So I think I might just fell off actually. And then we have a musician. So the musician is using some bits from the Empire Greatsword. It's got a little trumpet and a head as well. Because we don't really want to use one of these helmeted heads for a trumpeter, because that would just be silly. And the heads, sort of the bare heads, the non-helmeted heads, I've had to replace them all. A bit hard to see on camera, but it's very hard to get all the paint out of it. Recesses, they were painted so terribly. I mean, I could spend time picking a little paint away, but I thought I'd just use some greatsword heads. They look pretty cool. So yeah, there's still a couple of these horses. This is what one looks like. As much of paint I could strip off. I could give it another bath and get rid of some of the other bits. It's because they had transfers over these shields that the paint strip obviously hasn't eaten into the plastic as much until the transfer was removed. Transfers come off really easy, and biostrip they just slide right off. There's a couple of riders. This one's got a little bit of a bent lance, so I'll have to bend that back. A little bit of hot water. If you find, you see there's little bits on there which he'll probably need another little bath just to get the rest of the stuff off. And so today in the post as well, little sneak peek into the future, I've got some Pegasus Knights. They've all got broken lances. Well, one actually hasn't even got a lance, but that's okay because I'm going to make him my champion. I'm probably going to replace one of these with a greatsword's trumpet as well. I've got plenty of them. So we'll have a little trumpet, or replace his head because that's broken. And yeah, they're all going to have brand new bases as well. They all came separate on their bases. I think this one's actually got a broken foot, but I have got the spare bits to put back on, so that's fine. Probably not the best example to show out of these three, but yeah, this one's a bit more intact. So again, another terrible paint job that can easily be removed. But of course, if you're stripping them anyway, then go for the worst paint job you can find. And now I got them Pegasus Knights pretty cheap actually. I'll just get my eBay up, just have a quick look. Yeah, they were £25 for free, which isn't too bad. Not too bad. And if you start comparing these to like prices of like box sets and stuff, you know, £25 is pretty good. That wouldn't get you something like some Demogryph Knights, for example. You know, they're kind of the, I wouldn't say equivalent of, but that sort of heavier cavalry, I suppose. So yeah, all in all, there's about £75 spent on these, and they will make up 4 squads of the army. So I think that's really good value. I think the whole army is going to come in at just over 200. I've pretty much ordered everything now, so for a 2,000 point list, that's pretty good. Yes, they are ridiculously expensive points-wise. They should be lower in points. How they perform on the battlefield, I dread to think. They're not going to be great. But I look forward to just alloying in the odd squad here and there. And with some order, with some Stormcast. I think that'd be really cool. They're going to look nice. And, you know, if they are crap, the resale value I think could be quite good on these as well. Giving them a nice paint job. Getting them on the oval bases, I think that's good. Not that I plan on reselling them, because I think it's just going to be a nice army to look at. So in the next video in this series, we're going to be taking these guys, the Empire Knights, and we're going to be using some greatsword bits to convert them up into Queston Knights, and we'll strip them as well. So I'm going to do a video on converting the Questing Knights. I could do a video on painting these if you guys want me to do one. If you want to see a painting tutorial on these, then please do leave a comment down below letting me know. And if there's any particular colours or heraldry you'd like me to paint one in, then please do let me know as well. I'm actually going to look up lots of different heraldry and then get some inspiration and some ideas. I think you can even look up your own surname and find there's heraldry available for that, so that could be really cool to do. So that is my plan. Lots to look forward to in this series. I'm going to try and really get on it, and I think this series will give me a bit of motivation to do that as well. So yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and if you have, please do give it a thumbs up. If there's anything you'd like to see in this series, anything in particular you'd like me to do, and again, if you want to see a painting tutorial, please do let me know in the comments. And all that's left to say is thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in part 2. If you enjoyed this video, then please feel free to subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so already. You can also click that bell icon to be notified when a new video has gone live on this channel. On the screen now are 2 more videos that you may wish to check out, and a link to our Patreon page also. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again soon.